And what a lovely day it is. And we are live in the elements with the drippy, drizzly, gray, gloomy, dismal, dreary weather that we have here on this November the 21st. So if you're watching the replay, hey, thanks for watching. If it's later in the day, in the afternoon, or even on this Friday evening, drop in the comments, say hello. Live from the back deck this morning, it is Ben at 10. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine, P-E-I-N-E, right there. Thanks for the like or the subscribe, whether it's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just search the name there. Maybe it's Blue Sky. Maybe it's Threads. Maybe it's Extol Media on YouTube. Wherever you're popping in from, thanks for tuning in here this morning. TGIF, happy Friday. And at least this will be our last wet day for a little while. We're going to be dry this weekend, and then it looks like we'll have some rain moving back in late Monday and into next Tuesday of our Thanksgiving week, and some chillier weather on the way for Thanksgiving. I'm ready for the chilly weather. No Shave November continues. This is the longest it's ever been in my entire life, so we'll keep the beard going here this morning. Hey, this time last year, I don't know if you guys remember this. Well, probably not many of you, actually. But on this day, we've had some snow. Here's a look at some snow on the left side. That was up in Indianapolis at my sister's backyard on the left this time last year. And then on the right is coming into my neighborhood. And that was 11 years ago. That was one of the most beautiful pictures I've ever taken in my life there on the right side. That was looking toward our house, coming into our neighborhood on the right side there. So we have had some snow on this date in history, but I don't see any snow in the long range forecast here for us. So we stay normal, kind of on the mildish side through next Wednesday, meaning 50s, low 60s, and then some colder air will spill in for Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving weekend. So right off the bat here, if you're new to the program, it's been at 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. We're going to give you the forecast right off the bat, look at the current conditions. We're going to take a longer look at the forecast. We always have some stupid weather jokes. We have some weather history, and then we'll dig into the weather models, typically around 10:20 in the morning. And we're going to put the power of the Starlink internet to the test on a wet day here. So hopefully the signals can be fine through all the clouds and the drizzle drops that we have across the area. Also, if you want to drop in the comments, say hello, ask a weather question, feel free. This is your show for Southern Indiana, Metro Louisville, Kentucky, the Ohio Valley, and beyond. We've got Beverly Haggis right across the hill, or the valley, I should say. Pop it in the comments with a good morning there. Orlean Whitlow, always the first and second comments on the program here. Good morning from Hodgenville, 55 degrees. I said it, dreary, gloomy, all the above. Hey, Christian Walker from up north in Carmel, Indiana, popping in with 41 degrees and 41 days until New Year's. Happy Friday to you. Morning is going good. Cheers to you, Christian. Thanks for tuning in. We've got the Bliss coffee cup this morning. Lillian Lasley's got 55 degrees, now 57. I think we'll make it to we're not going to warm up a lot, but I think, Lillian, you'll see some low 60s this afternoon. And Angela Epperson with a good morning. The beard is fitting for the weather. Yes, indeed. We'll have some fun with it as we shave it at the end of this month or early December, I guess. Happy Friday to Dennis Gregory. No walk with the darn rain there in Bedford, Indiana. Thanks for tuning in, Dennis. And Beverly Haggis, I won't be on Monday. Going to Buc-ee's. Oh, got to grab one of those delicious barbecue sandwiches. And Christian, good luck tonight. Good luck tonight, sir. That is awesome. So let's take a live look outside, and then we'll get to your forecast. You know what it looks like. If you're looking out the window, that's what we're looking at. The Falls of the Ohio.org camera along the waterfront, showing the gloomy and the cloudy conditions across the area. And my stepmom, Diana Peine. We're going to have a big fire on Thanksgiving. We might have to try to do that. It looks like it will be dry and chilly, so that might work out. No fire today, though. It is soggy out here. So here's your weather headlines here for today. A wet day, that sums it up. About a half inch or less of rainfall total through tonight. And then we'll have a dry weekend. We might have a leftover sprinkle around sunrise tomorrow morning, but I'm hoping for a peak of sunshine by the afternoon. And then we've got some rain moving back in late Monday and a Tuesday next week. And then a chillier Thanksgiving on the way. And look at that forecast here for today. Again, pretty easy forecast. It's just wet. Thankfully, no severe weather or anything like that. Almost no wind either. It's very, very light breeze out here today. I feel no breeze as we're live in the elements this morning on Ben at 10. I'm your live reporter out telling you what it's like outside for no particular reason. 5:26 is our sunset. The wind is light. We've got Donna Bray. Good morning. I have no clue what the temperature is. I bet it's 53 where you're at. That's my guess, Donna. And we got a good morning to Mike Siebert. Thanks for popping in here this morning, Mike. And again, as I mentioned, Diana, I don't know if you saw this, but that was near your backyard on the left side. I think that was last year, today's date. And on the right was today's date 11 years ago, right after we moved into this house. So we have had some snowy November 21st back in the day. All right, let me load up again, a look outside and a look. Oh, I mean, we have rain, so we might as well look at it here. And again, we're gonna put the power of the Starlink internet to the test here today. Hopefully everything goes well. But there you can see it is just a sopping wet start to the day. Most of it's not very heavy. And let me get out of the full screen mode here and just hit the stop button to where we're at right now. Big arc of rain from the Ohio Valley all the way up into the Great Plains there into Kansas and Nebraska. It's a pretty large, slow-moving system. And really no need to kind of do a tour of the radar. We're probably almost all either getting mist, drizzle, steady rain, or some moderate rain, depending on your location. Right now it looks steadiest just south of Louisville, Bullitt into Hardin County there, right around Lebanon Junction, north of Elizabethtown. You got some decent rain, LaRue County, down in Greene County, Kentucky. So there we go. It's just not the most pleasant weather that we've had all week long. And I want to remind you, as always, oh, there's me. We can do me on top of me right there. So that means we've got the live stream up here at extolmag.com/weather. A lot of resources here. So you got an interactive radar map with dozens of weather tools right there. You got your current conditions, 52 degrees with a rain report. Bunch of different weather variables if you want to check this out. You can see all of these different weather variables. The moon phase is at 1%, so almost a new moon. Just a lot of different stuff you can check out here. Here's your forecast through Black Friday, day by day, your hourly forecast to take you through the rest of today. The brand new 7-day forecast that I posted, the weather story that I posted this morning. Cruise on down. A lot of different weather maps here. No severe weather risk for us. That'll stay off to the south of us for today. There's your day 1, day 2 risk from the Storm Prediction Center. And you got watches and warnings, any storm reports there, regional radar, drought monitor, which doesn't matter anymore because we're not in a drought. Current weather and traffic maps. If you ever want to click on that, you can check out just links you up right there to 511in.org. There are temperature stations here, which are important when we get snow to see what the ground temperatures are. And if you ever want to check out what's happening traffic-wise, road-wise, you can see it is damp there on 265, just west of I-65. And we've got a good morning from, thanks for popping in the comments here, Arlene Coltrane, Hudson, Kentucky, 56 degrees. Thanks for that report there. Patricia Spriggs, happy early Thanksgiving. Loving this weather. There's the positive. We've got Gina Hilton from Clarksville. Thanks for popping in this morning. Carol Payne, what a mess out there today. I need some sunshine. We all need some sunshine. And it's raining in Hodgenville very light rain. Very light rain here in my backyard as well. Again, we are live reporting outside in the elements this morning. I'm your live weather reporter. It is kind of weird this time of year. It just seems darker. Like even at nighttime, I know it's kind of weird to say, but I was driving last night and even with the headlights on, it just seemed extra dark, kind of hard to see. And the gloominess, I've talked about it this week. When you got clouds day after day after day, it can impact your mood. Weather can change moods. It's a proven fact. And the sunshine puts us in a better mood. But I think tomorrow afternoon, we got a chance of some sunshine. And then Sunday, we're looking at more sunshine on the way. All right. Moving right along here on a Friday. Let's get to some thank yous to our partners, and then we'll dig into that forecast with your weather jokes, your weather history, your detailed weather forecast, and the weather models as we time out this rainfall. Lions Roofing. All right, we've got Lions Roofing right out of Memphis, Indiana, that way as the crow flies from where I'm at. And they are a family-owned company, and they are busy. They were even working yesterday, dodging the raindrops. They are trying to get in all that work, and they are still working hard from the March hailstorm. It's unbelievable the impact that storm had. But if you have any leaky conditions with all the rain that we've had, or you've got any messed up shingles, if you want to get an estimate, I should say, you can give them a call, 812-294-3595, or you can get the free estimates here at their webpage, lionsroofingco.com, LYONS. roofingco.com. And of course, you can find a lot more information about their company, what their services are right there for you. Also, right about that way, I would say 8 miles as the crow flies, is Ivy Tech Community College from my backyard. They've personally helped out our family with the dual credits with my daughter, who's transferring those credits to IU. My son is at Prosser, and he's getting those college credits early as a junior in high school. So I recommend if you have a high schooler, get them plugged into the free credits here at Ivy Tech Community College. There's kids graduating Prosser with already like a 2-year certification. But if you're a middle-aged old man with a gray beard like me and you want a career change or you want to level up your career, they're going to meet you where you're at. As they say here at Sellersburg, you belong here. And you can get plugged in by going online at ivytech.edu, or you can sign up for their Tuesdays at the Tech program, where you can get one-on-one information right at their place, their campus. And then also, they have a lot going on to help their students. And right now, if you want to give back, they've got the Angel Tree this time of the year, and that's a way to give and to those who might need a little extra help. Also, my buddy Michael Long here, who has, I don't know, for a decade or so has been my insurance agent. And as I talked about, I was happy this week because my wife and I got extra life insurance. And what that did was drop our monthly bill. A lot of ways to save. And he can get you a quote right away here. If you want to give him a call, 812-578-3072, or you can go to amfam.com. and search Michael Long, and it'll take you right to this page right here. So thanks to our supporters for letting us do what we do here on the Ben at 10 show, and loving the gloomy skies out here this morning. We have David Fleming in from the Knobs. So you're right behind me there. I was driving up through the Knobs yesterday in the dark, and a little foggy. A bit foggy up there on the Knobs lately. And behind me is a hill, the Knobstone Escarpment, and it goes up to 1,000 feet above sea level up there. And you cannot see it right now because we are shrouded in the fog here behind me. All right. So, David, thanks for popping in the comments here this morning. And let's get to that forecast. Let's get to the meat of the program here. So let's bring back up the weather headlines. Peggy Sipes, thanks for watching the show this morning. Again, just a wet day today. Thankfully, a dry weekend. Eventually, I would like to mow and try to mulch up these leaves in the yard. Still too wet for that. Then we got rain late Monday, Tuesday, and then a chilly Thanksgiving. So we're going to look at that with the weather models here in just a second. Then pretty cold for Black Friday and into next weekend. And as we wrap up our last weekend of November next weekend, we'll look at that with the longer range data here in just a second. So for our Friday, happy Friday, 60 degrees today. And you get the picture. It's a wet one out there. Almost no wind, though. Here's our stupid weather jokes of the day, which are still Thanksgiving related. What does a drunk turkey do? Wobble, wobble. You may have some family members that do the wobble, wobble late on Thanksgiving. What do you call a turkey running? Fast food. I heard camouflage pants are on sale for Black Friday, but I'm not seeing any. Got any cornbread jokes? I do, but they're corny, just like all the jokes we do every day. Lillian Lasley's got a rain report at the house. Light rain there in Grayson County. Thank you. The countdown continues. Thanksgiving in just 6 days, guys. The earliest sunset in 11 days, 5:22 p.m. Christmas in 34. Just a little over a month out. Springtime in 120 days. And I got my mom popping in the comments. Good morning from my mom and your almost 99-year-old grandma. 99 on Thanksgiving. Good morning from across the hill over there. All right, here is a look at our weather history for today. In 1880, Indianapolis set a record low of 2 degrees. Brr. In 1887, 7 years later, Louisville sets a record low of 13 degrees on today's date. So it can get cold this time of the year. If you're on the show earlier this morning, we showed you that there was some snow on this date several times. 1992, an EF4 tornado made a 128-mile trek across Mississippi, striking the cities of Florence and Brandon in Rankin County. There were 10 fatalities and 98 injuries. In 1994, Hurricane Gordon caused over 1,000 deaths in Haiti, mostly due to mudslides. 8 died when Gordon came ashore in Florida as a Category 1 with winds 85 miles per hour. Over 14 inches of rain fell in Fort Lauderdale. The storm caused an estimated $400 million in damage in the U.S. alone. In 2024, last year, Indianapolis picks up a record snow amount for this date with 3.2 inches. There you go. Yeah, I was showing you that snow from Indianapolis on today's date. So tonight's forecast will keep some scattered showers around, low of 51 degrees. So temperatures aren't going to move much from where they are right now. And we've got Diana Evans. Better weather for deer hunting than last weekend. Yeah, last weekend was cold. I don't even remember. No, it was breezy, right? We had some sunshine and windy weather. And we've got Lillian Lasley loving the jokes. And we've got Laura Dvorak. Good morning. Thanks for watching here this morning. And back to it. Actually, Christian, I've got my brother visiting this weekend from Indianapolis. Thanks for asking. What are your plans, buddy? And the forecast here for tomorrow, I think we'll have some clouds in the morning, and then we're going to try to sneak in some sunshine for the afternoon, the high of 58 degrees. Oh, it was on the warm side, Diana. Last weekend, it was nice last weekend. Got some golf in. And then, and actually, this weekend's going to be pretty nice. So tomorrow, I'm going to try to get that peak of sunshine. Temperatures in the upper 50s, near 60 degrees, which is a little above normal. Our normal high now, guys, is 55. So anything above that, obviously, is above normal. 37 our normal low. And then our 7-day forecast here for you. We got sunshine and 60 for Sunday, hovering near 60 early next week. So the GFS tries to bring in a little bit of a rain chance Monday afternoon. The other models, like the European weather model, keep it until Monday night. So anyway, late Monday looks like our next best chance of rain. And then into Tuesday, that rain will linger. And then it looks like we'll be dry Wednesday, but cool. Trying to get in 18 holes next Wednesday. And by the way, if you're watching yesterday, I did survive getting on the metal roof of the cabin, which is, again, 1,000 feet up behind me here, to try to fix a little bit of a leaky spot in the roof. Hopefully I did. Well, I guess we'll see when we go back up there later. I had to get the ladder up there on kind of a damp metal roof. A little sketchy. But I tend to like to do sketchy things, it seems like. All right, here we go. 53 Wednesday. And we've got, that sounds like a great weekend, Christian. Special Olympics, sports, church, Sunday, Saturday breakfast. Love it. Loving the jokes. Thank you. Thank you very much, Christian. All right, then Thanksgiving and Friday. Looking at 40s for highs, lows in the 20s. It might be a little breezy as well. So we've got a Thanksgiving chill on the way. I think that's kind of appropriate. I always kind of, when I think of Thanksgiving, I don't know if you have an image in your mind of like the weather for a Thanksgiving day. I always kind of think of clouds. I think of jacket weather, coat weather, that kind of thing. Looks like that's what we're going to have. Thank you very much, Laura. Appreciate it. Love it up there. I think we're going to actually spend the night up in the cabin tonight with no fire. So lows around 50 degrees. I think just kind of sleep with a jacket on will be all right, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. All right. So we are now, it's at 10:21. So I need to get on it here. I'm trying to stay on track. Speaking of track, we're tracking the rain. And there you can see it across the area, sliding in from the southwest. And just take a drink every time I say gloomy, I guess, today, because it is gloomy out there. And speaking of which, we'll cheers here with the drink of the coffee. When we add up all this rain today, it's probably going to be around, I'd say most areas pick up less than a half of an inch of rainfall. So not a big deal. We're just kind of tired of it. Look how far west this goes. So, I mean, this stretches all the way out to the west. Now, some of this will lift to the north. You see this little drier pocket off to the southwest? We might get into, a little bit of a break in this rain later today. And then we're going to start to fill it back in probably late afternoon, evening time with a lot more scattered showers across the area. Going to take some time to get this low pressure system through here, but it should pick up some pace and get out of here by tomorrow morning. I'm thinking no fire. Because you get a fire going to the cabin with these temperatures, it'll run you out of there. It can be too hot. And I don't mind sleeping in the cool weather. So, and Laura is tired of the rain. You are not alone. That is for sure. All right, let's fire up the weather models here. Does a pretty dang good job. So I'm going to back this up to time now. Time 0. And there you can see it's picking up very well. So this is actually not radar. That's just a high resolution weather model doing a really good job. And we'll push this ahead to 1 o'clock today. Still some rain around the area. So Orleans, the weather next Thursday is looking chilly, looking at 40s, and but quiet. It should be dry, so that's good. And we'll look at that here with the longer range data in just a second. We'll look at that cold weather spilling in late next week for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. This is at 3 p.m. today with the weather model. Here's at 5 o'clock today. Still scattered rain across the area. And then going into 8 p.m. So if you have Friday night plans, plan on the scattered showers to continue across the area. And a lot of real estate getting that rain throughout the Ohio Valley, Midwest, down to the deep south. We're going to push this ahead to midnight tonight. And the raindrops still coming down. But I'm going to bring up the 48-hour HRRR. And we're going to go to 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And notice the rain is starting to move off to the east. So that big blob, that big system, which is kind of interesting because it stretches all the way out to Nebraska right now. That back edge is going to move that far within less than 24 hours. So there you can see the very back edge of it starting to move out around sunrise tomorrow morning. So that is at around 7 a.m. And then here is 9 o'clock. It shows kind of like a little bit of a sprinkle chance east of I-65 mid-morning. But most of our day is going to be dry. Let me see if we have a cloud product here. We do. We have a cloud cover product here. So the big thing is we want to get the clouds out of here. We're tired of these clouds. So this is noon tomorrow. I'm going to go into the afternoon. Still show some pesky clouds around the area. So we might see by late in the afternoon. Notice southern Indiana has a better chance to sneak in the sun peaks Saturday afternoon. Kentucky, it looks like it'll stay cloudy for longer. But that's awesome. Pretty cool weather model data with the cloud cover there. I'm going to compare and contrast here with the NAM 3 kilometer showing the cloud cover as well. This is at 5 p.m. tomorrow, so let me back this up a little bit. So it's pretty similar, showing a better chance of some sun in Indiana than Kentucky. The sunny side of the river, as they say, for tomorrow afternoon. Sorry, Kentucky. Looks like it'll be cloudier for longer tomorrow. But that's the cloud model right there. And then temperatures will hover mostly upper 50s, might touch 60 in some areas for tomorrow afternoon. And then we've got sunshine for Sunday. Let me bring up the NAM weather model. That'll go out just a little bit longer. I'm going to push this to our 23rd, which is Sunday. I think these are high clouds that are showing up here on Sunday. I think actually we'll have a mostly sunny sky. And now let me bring back up the reflectivity, which is the rainfall product. We are dry here Sunday. The next system, our eyes are on that. Notice here out towards the southwest. We're going to start to see that energy moving east late Monday and into next Tuesday. Let's see how far out we can go with the NAM weather model. So this is 7 a.m. Monday, just out to the west is that rain. And this is Monday afternoon. I kind of like that, this model, this output. Happy to hear that, Christian. Loving the job there. All right, so there's the rain out west of us Monday and getting closer to us Monday evening. And that's lining up with the European weather model. And if that happens, I would say the Euro is going to be more correct than what the GFS was showing. The GFS has the rain coming in earlier on Monday. I'm going to say probably Monday evening is when we have that next pretty decent chance of rain moving into the area. And by the way, if you have a chance, taking a pause to rant a little bit here. If you have a chance to read, I shared a post about an hour ago because things are just getting wild and out of control. And this is from Chris Allen. Some of you in Kentucky may know. He's a longtime meteorologist out of Bowling Green. But he posted this, okay? And just read that. It kind of tells you why there are so many alerts and crazy maps on social media, but not just social media, on television too. Consultants got into the TV game a long time ago, and they wanted to push breaking news. They wanted to push weather alerts, alerting you every day. I mean, if there's a raindrop, there's an alert. It gets old. And finally, hopefully, some of you or a lot of you are realizing a lot of these alerts are just total BS. Just tell us what the weather's going to be and don't make everything an alert. It's annoying. I don't know how much of this shows up on your like social media feed when you're scrolling and there's like a map of like 12 inches of snow a week out. And by the way, there's like no snow chance after people are posting these maps. So it's just crazy. Anyway, read that. He's got a great write up. Chris Allen, a great guy there in Bowling Green. Again, longtime chief meteorologist down there. So check that out. Anyway, rant over. All right, moving on. All right, moving on here. So this is going to switch over to the GFS weather model so we can look at the rain. And here comes some of that rain Monday evening. Again, from that system off to the west. Christian, I am with you. It might be a nap kind of day. I mean, a good soup day, good chili day, good excuse to be lazy kind of day. I am with you 100% on that. All right, so you're seeing this rain. I think most of this rain is going to be during the overnight period, Monday night into Tuesday morning is kind of the bullseye of the next rain. Going into 7 o'clock Tuesday morning of our Thanksgiving week on the 25th. And so that rain is kind of lingering. It looks like it'll be pretty light for the most part for Tuesday. And then the good news is it's Tuesday afternoon. I'm going to go into Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. There might be a sprinkle. Most of the models are drying us out by early Wednesday. It's just a slow moving front. And then this is at 1 p.m. when I have a tea time on Wednesday. So I've got to get this weather out of here. I selfishly need to dry things out next Wednesday. It'll probably be a little chilly. Trying to get some golf in before Thanksgiving for the father-son championship, 18 holes out at Covered Bridge. I'm hoping that we get that in next Wednesday. All right, so then this is at 7 o'clock Wednesday. Now we're going into Thanksgiving morning, guys. So if you have travel next Wednesday, by the way, I can back this up. The 26th. So big travel day. You can see rain over the northeast, rain down to the south. Not much happening out to the west. So I think air travel is pretty good shape. I don't see anything wild and crazy. I can actually switch this into precipitation type 2. And then you can see this is rain. So no big deal there across the United States either. It's for our big travel day Wednesday. All right, let's go into our Thanksgiving on the 27th. My grandma by this time is 99 years old. And there you can see pretty quiet weather here, stretching from coast to coast and border to border here for Thanksgiving. This is your Thanksgiving map at 4 p.m. Thanksgiving Day. What you don't see is the chill. So bear with me just a second. All right. Let me know if I just dropped out, because it dropped out on my end, the Starlink internet. Let me know if I just dropped out for a second. I'm not 100% sure. All right, let's bring it back up. It is great. I mean, we got the signal through the clouds and the rain so far. Knock on wood. All right, here's your chill coming down from the north. This is 7. No, that's 7 p.m. Let's go to, all right, we're getting dinner. The house is smelling good. Thanksgiving Day. The turkey's roasting. And we're looking at upper 30s and 40s, 1 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day. There's that chilly air spilling into the region. Orlean, okay, thank you very much for the report. I got Diana Piney, my stepmom. You dropped. It dropped out of North Vernon. Donna, you did drop out. Thank you very much. We're back. Gina Hilton, my friend's getting married on Thanksgiving, outdoor wedding. She will need a campfire going. Yes, indeed. We're talking, that's the big story for Thanksgiving is our temperature drop. Speaking of dropping out, temperature drop. So let's bring this back up. And let's watch the chilly air spill in as we look at, we'll go from Wednesday afternoon. So there it is. We can watch it. See this source of cold air? It's going to be dropping our direction. So this is Wednesday afternoon. We've got 50s, not so bad, right? Normal temperatures Wednesday for this time of the year. And then notice the progression of that cold air spilling our direction. It's not severe cold, but it's chilly. And then I'm going to take us into our Friday morning, Black Friday morning. And there you go. We've got some, looks like some 20s and low 30s. A freezing start to the day. I don't know if there's crazy people out there that still go shopping early on Friday or not, but we're going to have to bundle up. And then this is our Friday afternoon. Upper 30s, low 40s. Very chilly, I would say. So our normal high is 55. So we're looking at temperatures about 10 to 15 degrees below normal for Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and the chill is going to linger as well. So we're going into our Saturday morning. So this would be what, the 29th? And the chill lingers. But hey, it's not as bad as our friends up to the north. Oh, the map is going crazy. I'm sorry about that. This is some like serious Siberian cold that they've got going up here. Look at that. Minus 30s. So there's some real deal cold building up with our friends to the north here, north of the border into Canada and into Alaska. So it's there. What do you need to get some of that here? You need the jet stream to basically buckle and drop our direction. And I don't really see, I mean, we're going to get chilly, but I don't see the jet stream flying down here and bringing a lot of that our way anytime soon. This is a look at the jet stream winds. There actually might be a little bit of a warm up because of this ridge right here. If you've paid attention to the show, what does a ridge mean? It means a warm up. A ridge is a hump in the jet stream like that right there. So this is a dip or a trough in the jet stream. Troughs fill in with that cold air from Canada. So that means if we bring up the temperatures here, this is looking at the 29th. Let me clear this out of the way. And we might actually get a little bit of a warm up. Let's see when that happens. This is the 30th. So that's a Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend. Back to some 50s. Not bad there. Going into Monday, the 1st of December. So look at this. There's a little bit of a warm up. But what that does, so you're seeing the air kind of churning south breeze ahead of a cold front. And then back west, you can see that cold air spilling into the Rockies. So they're looking at 0 here over parts of Wyoming and teens out to the west. Winter is happening out west December 1st, but we are on the mild side. Actually shows some 60s potentially right around December 1st. But typically, behind a warm-up is a cold front. So we're just kind of waiting to see. Look at that cold air filling in out west. This is crazy. They're looking at negative teens maybe, not wind chill, up to our northwest. This is December 2nd. But it's not getting here yet because the jet stream, the orientation of the jet stream is keeping it locked to the north. So that would be a stationary front, my friends, right here. See the warm air over the southeast, the really, really cold air to the north. And when you get a stationary front and a sharp change in temperatures over a small region, like we see here in early December, you can get active weather because storm systems love to develop along a stationary front. So there you go. There is early December, stationary front. You've got active weather. I know some of you are like, when are we going to get that snow? Well, if we stay on the milder side, we're going to get rain. We would be in a rain setup into early December. And notice the snow is off to our northwest right here, December 2nd. And I mean, since we are looking out in the long range, you know what time it is. All been on a limb. All right, so we're going out on a limb here because we're going into the long range data. I'm going to bring the temperatures back up here. I mean, everything goes hand in hand with the weather. I mean, we have had nation divided right here, weather-wise, potentially early December. Warm southeast, bitterly cold northwest. And we're kind of just sitting in the middle, waiting to see what happens. All right, now this starts to show the cold air winning the battle a little bit December 3rd. And we're pushing the GFS about as far out as it's going to go. And here comes the cold air starting to spill our direction. You can see that progression of the cold air as we head into December 4th timeframe. That shows highs in the 30s, not as severe as the cold to the northwest. Modified chilly air. And then this is going into December the 5th. December 5th. highs in the 30s, colder to the northwest. So below normal temperatures, but not insanely cold, as that insane cold air stays up to the north, basically. And that, my friends, is as far out as the GFS weather model will go. One more time, the jet stream. The jet stream is active. So with the jet stream oriented like this, right there, and you'll find the jet stream a lot of times on the edge or the right along the front. Dividing warm air to the south, cold air to the north is a lot of times where you're going to see where the jet stream lives, okay? In the south, the jet stream's warm, north is cold, and we may be just in the middle, which means an active weather pattern, probably wet, into early December. That's my story, and I am sticking to it. And that has been Ben on a limb here. And we're going to bring up the radar and satellite before we let you move on to your weekend here, almost the weekend. Here's the RadSat showing just a bunch of rain. Very light, drippy stuff here with the fog. Thick fog in my backyard right now. And there you go. The rain is a bit steadier over Louisville right now, with some moderate pockets heading towards PRP, Valley Station, Bullitt County, cruising through Bardstown, Washington County, Kentucky, around Springfield. So a little steadier in Kentucky and just drippy over southern Indiana right now. But you can see more waves of wet weather off to our west and southwest, arcing all the way to low pressure right here. There's a center of low pressure right here because you can see the swirl. In the middle is low pressure. Low pressure rises. The rising air cools, condenses, produces rain, and we've got an elongated area of low pressure giving us a bunch of rainfall. So the moral of the story, wet Friday, and then we'll be drying out, thankfully, for tomorrow and for the weekend. And let's get back to a recap of the forecast here as we're rolling along on a Friday. Happy Friday. Before we leave, I forgot to mention that our friends at NWSB, any location through December 15th, they're collecting for Reach food program for kids. So what they're looking for here, you can drop off canned food, non-perishable items, snacks, dry cereals, any location. Don't have to be a member. Pop in and then help out those in need. And as I mentioned, this time of the year, you can also give to Ivy Tech Sellersburg. They're gathering for their students in need. They've got an angel tree program through December. So just some ways that you might be able to help out. Had a few comments since the last time I checked in. Boyd, thank you very much. Early happy birthday to my grandma. Christian with the cold face, looking at the cold weather for Thanksgiving. Lily and Lasley with the wow. Laura wants it all to stay north. Hold the snow, not a snow lover, not part of Team Bots. Bring on the snow. And Orlean, you have a great afternoon as well and a great day. Thanks for being on the show here this morning. Let's do the forecast recap for those of you popping on a little bit later. Again, just a wet day today, dry weekend, thankfully. Rain moving back in late Monday into Tuesday, and then just a chilly Thanksgiving for us. Today's high around 60 degrees, so maybe a little bit milder out there, and just a very light breeze from the east and southeast. Half inch or less of rainfall today. Sunset at 5:26. Our weather jokes of the day, Thanksgiving related. What does a drunk turkey do? Wobble wobble. And maybe some of your family members late Thanksgiving might be doing the wobble wobble. I don't know. What do you call a turkey running? Fast food. I heard camouflage pants are on sale for Black Friday, but I'm not seeing any. Got any cornbread jokes? I do, but they're corny, just like all of our stupid weather jokes. How many days until Thanksgiving? 6 days away. Earliest sunset in 11 days. Christmas 34. Spring 120 days. Thank you, Donna. And Laura can confirm it is raining in Valley Station. Slow and steady. Weather history today. Indy set a record low of 2 on today's date and had snow last year on today's date. 3 inches of snow. 1887, Louisville sets a record low of 13 way back in the day. And there's a big tornado in 1992. There's a big hurricane in 1994. And tonight's forecast, more scattered showers, low of 51 degrees. You have Friday night plans. Grab the rain gear. Your forecast tomorrow, there might be a sprinkle early, but then we'll dry it up, and we're going to try to break apart some of the clouds to see some sunshine, see if the sun still exists in southern Indiana tomorrow. I think Kentucky stays cloudier for longer. Laura cheering on the 120 to springtime. We got a little ways to go. What is that, 4 months? Ugh. Yeah. All right, so here we go. That's why we appreciate here in the Ohio Valley, we appreciate springtime and summertime because what we have to go through in the wintertime. When I lived in Augusta, Georgia, the weather was like perfect all year long. And I actually would see pictures of my family sledding up north in Indianapolis, and I'd be a little jealous. So you do kind of miss the seasons when you grow up in seasonal weather, you kind of miss it when you're not around it. But did love the Augusta, Georgia weather when I lived there. All right, back to the 7-day forecast we go. Around 60 Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Enjoy that sunshine on Sunday because there's not much of it next week. Pretty cloudy Mondays. The clouds come back. We could see some rain showers developing Monday, late day, evening time. The rain continues into Tuesday. I think we dry out Wednesday with low 50s and then 40s for highs for Thanksgiving and Friday and lows in the 20s. And it should stay pretty chilly through much of our Thanksgiving weekend as well. You got it, Laura. Get Christmas and Thanksgiving done. We're over the hump. Unfortunately, February and March can be pretty nasty as well, but you're right. Over the hump at least. All right, let me get out of this right here. Remove that and this back up to the stage. Do another live look outside before we wrap things up. Reporting live outside in the elements this morning. So there we go. Gray on gray on gray on gray. That is a live look. A lot of birds out there enjoying the rain along the falls of the Ohio. Foggy, misty, drizzly, drippy, dreary, dismal, gloomy, gray, all that stuff. Hey, I want to thank our partners here at Lyons Roofing, Lyons. If you got any leaky stuff going on, you see any spots on your drywall, see any issues in your roof, you may want to give them a shout here, 812-294-3595. Great folks. And they're right out of Memphis, Indiana, family-owned company. And they've helped me out personally before. If you have any issues with your gutters, anything like that, they've got you covered. Protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime on both sides of the river. They got you covered in southern Indiana and throughout Kentucky and Metro Louisville, as you can see right there. So give them a call. They've got a career section here, too. If you know anybody that wants an opportunity, they've got a roofing repair technician job opening. Speaking of jobs and leveling up your career, here is Ivy Tech Sellersburg. Here's the Sellersburg spotlight. And it's been cool to have them as a partner because I'm learning about all the services that they provide and the ways that they help their students. It is really impressive how they make it accessible, really easy to get that post-secondary education, 2-year certifications. So you can learn more here at ivytech.edu, or you can head right over their campus. They've got Tuesdays at the Tech where you can get registered and learn more about how to pay for college, veterans benefits, student life, career coaching. And if you're ready, they'll help you get registered. They've got classes throughout the year, different sessions. And also a shout out to my buddy Michael Long here. He's my insurance agent, my mom's insurance agent. And as I've talked about recently, he just got us a couple life insurance policies, which reduced our monthly bill. So getting more and saving, you can save with the app, you can save with student discounts. So you might want to get a quote, see if you can save. You can give them a call, 812-578-3072, or you can go to amfam.com and search Michael Long. It'll take you right here to his page, and there you can get linked up. We got a bunch of resources here for you all of the time. It is extolmag.com/weather. I got my live show up right now. 54 degrees, our current temperature. You can see the sun moving up. Lots of different weather variables here. If you're a super weather nerd, you're going to love it. There's just a lot of data to look at. Updates all the time. You can see the hour-by-hour forecast that I'm scrolling over. There's my brand new 7-day forecast, my weather story that I post every day. A lot of different regional and national weather maps. This is my favorite. This is the interactive map. You can loop. There's live lightning strikes. There is future radar. There is a temperature map. There's wind map throughout the world. This is the future weather model. You can see the rain moving through our area. This is going through today, tonight. Now we're going into Saturday morning, and the rain starting to move off to the east. You could totally be your own meteorologist right here. They've got the cloud map. They have, that's futurecast clouds. Let's go back here. The wind maps, the wind gusts. There are so many different products to look at here on the map. So check that out. There's also this interactive map with temperatures, with winds. We're in the 50s here. Again, I'm putting the Starlink to the test here this morning. So take a look at it. extolmag.com/weather. We've got you linked up right there. And Lillian Lasley, sun is trying to shine at Lillian's house. There, I was reading the National Weather Service discussion, and they said there might be a peak or two of sunshine on the south end of this front today. So if you're lucky, you might get a peak. In fact, let's bring up the radar and satellite. I'm going to bring up before we wrap things up. Totally. So this is, let me see if I can bring on the visible satellite. And let me try to get rid of the rain. Off. There we go. And we're going to go to now. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Lillian with the live weather report here of a peak of sunshine. So you are totally correct. Look at this. There are some holes in the clouds just off to the southwest of Louisville, heading that way. So you might actually get some decent peaks of sunshine there. Probably not in Indiana. We are pretty socked in the clouds. But very good, very good. Donna Bray, thanks for popping in the show today. Laura, Starlink is the only way that we can get internet. We had for years just cell phone hotspots that did a horrible job. I remember 2020 during COVID, my kids, I mean, it was kind of a struggle. I had to go to school sometimes to try to get internet because they never laid internet cable through this part of the neighborhood. My mom is on the other side of the neighborhood. She gets Spectrum, no problem. But then Elon Musk invented Starlink. And then I think late 2020, we got it. And it has been flawless. And now my son can do his gaming or whatever, schoolwork, live stream. It's been awesome. And even on a rainy day like this, it has been fantastic. And Christian's got the rain up there in Carmel. All right, guys. I think that's it. We've been chatting a while here. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Thanks for popping on the show. As always, just a reminder that you can find the show on YouTube. Just go to EXTOL Media and you can bring it up there. I've got you linked up at extolmag.com to our YouTube there. Thanks for liking, subscribing. And even on this live stream, if you just hit the like button, that helps it spread on the social media algorithms. So thanks for doing that. It's on my page here, Meteorologist Ben Peine. Thanks for the follow there. Extol Weather on Facebook is where you can find it too. And I think that's about it. I think I'm out of words on this Friday. Try to stay dry out there. Christian Walker with a bye, and we will say goodbye on this Friday. We'll see you Thanksgiving week on Monday. And Monday, I think we've got a special guest on the show. Not my show, but Extol Unfiltered. So here, take a look.
I'm Angie Putnam. This is meteorologist Ben Peine. Start your week with Extol Unfiltered, caffeinated by NWSB.
Every Monday at 9 a.m. on Extol Media Socials and My Socials.
And My Socials, too. Join the conversation.
And we got to have a good weekend from Christian. A bye from Lillian. And have a good weekend. We'll leave it right there with Laura. We'll see you later. Thanks for being part of the show.